Hello, and welcome to episode 39 of the Brain Cancer Podcast. As I sit here recording this tonight, it is May 1st, 2023. Today is the start of Brain Tumor Awareness Month. Honestly, I cannot remember if I made an episode last year for this. I know I had made one for Glioblastoma Awareness Day, but I do not remember if that was 2020 or 2021, but I will definitely be doing another episode for that this year. Every year that I get to be around to celebrate, I want to appreciate how lucky I really am that I'm still here 6.5 years later. In addition, I also have my next MRI on May 5th, 2023. I don't really have much scanxiety going on right now, but there's always a sense of the unknown when you're going into it, at least in my case, and I'm sure that it's like this for many other people. I was on a pretty good run of clean and boring scans. Right now, I am on lomustine, which I believe is cycle number 3, and my weeks 4, 5, and 6 labs are coming up. Week 4 would be Friday when I go see my doctor after my scan. I'll have a couple hours to occupy myself with during the period between about 11:30 and when I have to be at MGH, somewhere around 1:45 because I see my doctor at 2 that day. Technically, my labs are scheduled for 1:30. So I'll probably just arrive sometime around then. Of course, I will have one of my usual books with me to occupy myself in the waiting room. It could change because of the weather, but my current plan is to get out of the imaging center, jump on the orange line, assuming that it's not on fire, of course, head down to the Haymarket stop and go into the Boston Public Market. It's also pretty likely that I will get a couple of vegan donuts, as usual, as my post-MRI treat. Walk around the actual Haymarket, which has been going on for generations now, which is held just outside of the building where the Boston Public Market is. It truly is a very Boston experience. I believe it started in... All right, I'm going to pause the recording and look this up real fast. Okay, I wanted to... Perfect time for somebody to text me and interrupt me as soon as I unpause my recording. I will be right back once again. All right, I'm back. Also, it is never a distraction, and as you all know, I can be reached at any reasonable time if you ever need to chat or talk. Whatever it might be, if you need to email me, you can email me anytime at braincancerpodcast@gmail.com, but I will get to all of that at the end. If you ever need to chat with me in a different way, we can use Discord. I don't know if Skype is still a thing, but Zoom also works. I'm sure that there's something else I'm forgetting. Really comes down to whatever is best for you. And that works for both of our schedules. I already forgot what I was talking about before. Oh, Haymarket. It started in 1820, so this is over 200 years old. It is much like a very loud, vibrant atmosphere. It only runs on Fridays and Saturdays. It is located right near where the current Haymarket T stop is, and right along the border between the north end on one side, the old Central Artery, which is now the Rose Kennedy Greenway, and then you get to the other side, which is where the Haymarket is held. You can get some great produce, great fruits, veggies, all at a really low price. It's always good to take like a quick walk around and see some prices if you know what you're specifically going for. Although I would recommend it only if you're trying to get produce or veggies that you might use in the next day or two. but you can score some great deals there. And if you go Saturdays later in the day, that's when you can really get some good deals. Don't hesitate to haggle with the vendor if you can, because that's just part of the experience. Also, if you're going to pick something out, whether it's some fruit or produce, whatever it might be, always select the ones that you want. Don't let them do it. There's just a lot of little tricks about going to this place, and you're going to hear lots of vendors shouting and trying to outdo each other or just chatting in general. So it's a very vibrant, like I said, and unique experience. I definitely recommend it if you come into the area. If you're a student here, it's a great way to get some food on the cheap. All right, I'm so sorry. I just keep getting distracted and getting off on these tangents. Today is May 1st, the start of Brain Tumor Awareness Month. We are all here because either us or a loved one has been diagnosed with a brain tumor. A brain tumor diagnosis is always going to be difficult to accept. It does not matter if it's a grade 1 or a grade 4. I don't believe in words like benign. There is no such thing as a benign brain tumor. It is still something growing in your head, in your brain, which is not supposed to be hosting any guests. Different parts of our brain control different parts of our body, personality, our memory, our vision. And that's why we have different symptoms, even with the same technical tumor type. Location, 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 just like real estate. It's why my symptoms from my right frontal tumor affected my personality, my memory, my executive function, my decision making, and it turned me into something that I never want to be again. My tumor was pushing so hard on my brain that I have almost no memory of September of 2016, especially those last 2 weeks. I just don't know how I was able to move into a new apartment, drive a U-Haul, or really even function at work. It was really bad those last few days before I ended up in the ER. My brain was so messed up. Even through all of the red flags, I couldn't figure it out. And I was refusing to let myself go to the doctor. Even though I know I should have, I was just being too stubborn at the time because I couldn't make any correct decisions. I know I said a lot of things that I don't remember saying or that I certainly didn't mean. It's why when I returned to work, I made sure to apologize individually because that was the least I could do. While I was doing the radiation and doing the clinical trial, I was still able to work through pretty much the entire time. Actually, the entire time. Once I was able to go on the maintenance dose of the immunotherapy, I only had to get it once a month. That was easy enough. I still get my MRIs every 2 months. My next one is just in a few days. I will definitely be letting you all know how that goes in a future update episode. That sort of brings me back to, in a way, why I created this podcast. When I was diagnosed, there's so much information and it can be so overwhelming. Once I'd gotten past that first year and I had enough time to really appreciate how lucky I have been, that's when I really started to look into the ABTA, or the American Brain Tumor Association. Getting involved with the ABTA is one of the best things I've ever done. They produce webinars. I've been on a couple of them. They do regional patient caregiver meetings, which will be, or have started back up because they were put on hold for a number of years, obviously, because we kind of had a little something else going on around the world. They do fundraising, and I've met so many amazing people, both from the ABTA and through the ABTA. I don't want this to turn into some commercial or anything, and that's one of my core tenets I wanted to invest in something that would be beneficial to all of us as a community across the world. That's why there will never be paid ad reads, sponsors, inserted commercials, or anything else where I get these emails to monetize your audience. That's not the point of this show. The point of the show is for us to be able to have a conversation about brain tumors, our experiences, and try and navigate the complex world of brain tumors. We have to learn so many new terms, things that we never really expected to learn about. I didn't know anything about brain tumors when I was diagnosed. Yet there was a significant lack of resources. Like I said, though, the ABTA is probably the only charity nonprofit that I will fully 100% stand by. They are great people. They do so much good work, and I fully endorse them and their mission statement. I'm not going to do product pitches or anything like that because that's not the purpose of the show. I don't mind paying the Podbean hosting site fee per year or per 3 years or whatever I did. I have the recording equipment now, which was pretty much all purchased by winning a fantasy football league. I've made small upgrades throughout the years to try and get a little bit better of a sound. I like my setup. I was able to start this up with just a inexpensive boom arm and Audio-Technica 2100, and then of course they released the 2100X right afterwards, and external recorder and hosting fees. Oh, I did buy a Coda Stealth mic booster, which was, I don't remember how much it was. I know they're not like super expensive or anything. But using a dynamic mic that I use, it is just a mic booster which gives 28 decibels of clean gain so that my recordings come out a little bit easier to work with and at a slightly better volume. Once again, I get going off on my own. I am so sorry. I just wanted to turn the mic on and do a little talk on the first day of Brain Tumor Awareness Month. I have a few other episodes planned out, and I will definitely be upping my recording and editing throughout this month. I can already tell my voice is not wanting to cooperate, so I'm not going to go on too much longer. But I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to tune in, because without you, there is no show. Getting back to our topic really fast. We're all here for different reasons. We definitely have our ups and we definitely have our downs, but we will always have each other. I'm going to keep going for as long as I can. I know what I can do, what I can't do, what I want, what I don't want. And you, as a patient or caregiver, likely know what you want and what you don't want. Whatever you choose, I would never think of you any differently. I've just been thinking about that a lot, and I know it's not an easy or comfortable topic for a lot of people, but it's still something that should be talked about and not pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. I know I had made the end of life planning episode, yet another difficult topic, but I received some good feedback from it. And I hope that each episode can help at least one person. That's really all I want. I don't care if I spend multiple hours editing an episode, as long as it helps somebody. Maybe helps them get through their day, get through their week, next chemo cycle, whatever it might be. We are, like Red Green says, one of my favorite TV shows. We're all in this together. As you know, this might be posted a few days after the start of Brain Tumor. It definitely will be Brain Tumor Awareness Month because it is almost midnight. I don't have to get up too early tomorrow, which is also good, and that should give me some time to edit. I didn't even get to talk about, honestly, how great I've been feeling lately. Sure, I definitely get the fatigue from the chemo. There's something about this spring. In case you follow me on Facebook or if you know me on Instagram, which we don't have an official Brain Cancer Podcast Instagram, which maybe we should. I've been getting out a lot with my camera. I was down the Boston Common in the public garden for a very nice day, Arbor Day, in fact. There were thousands of people down there, and it felt so great because it was a nice day. People were out enjoying flowers, the sounds, and the swan boat rides, which are very popular here. I've been trying to get out as much with my camera as possible and also preparing the backyard and garden for the summer season. I really do think that nature is one of the best healers that we have. Yet another reason why I'm so thankful that I live next to or close by to the Arnold Arboretum here in Boston. I can go over there, just take a short walk around, and it's invigorating. And then if I have my camera with me, I can practice some of my photography, which I want to improve over the season. And just getting outdoors in nature, it's healing for me in a way. I always feel so much better once I am out walking and enjoying the sights and the sounds of nature. Whether it's the birds chirping, water trickling down a stream, the leaves crunching under my feet, spending 5 minutes trying to set up one shot with my tripod and my camera. It doesn't matter. I'm just outdoors in nature, and it's so amazing. While I do really enjoy winter, the extra sunlight and slightly warmer temps have been quite a boost to my mental and I do believe physical health. So I just glanced over at the recorder and we're already past 30 minutes. I think I'm going to cut it here so that I can get a snack and head to bed soon. Thank you so much just for taking the time to tune in and listen to me talk. That's really all I was planning on doing. Turn off everything. I'm sitting here in my bedroom with just my LED lights on, my eyes closed, and just talking. But I will definitely let you all know how things go with the MRI. We will have news. Good news? Bad news? Who news? I'm sorry. But if you ever need to email me, you can reach out at braincancerpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at braincancerpod. Make sure to leave a review on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/braincancerpodcast. You can also rate and review the show on Podbean or Apple Podcasts, on whatever you use to listen to the show. You can listen and rate the show if you can. You don't have to. It's up to you. And I think that's about it. I will definitely be back soon with another episode. I didn't really get to address all of the other topics that I wanted, and it wasn't really a structured episode per se, but we will get to that. I just needed to say thank you. So, thank you. I hope you all have a great day or night, and I will talk to you again soon.